Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mike Armstrong YouTube channel and also the Mike Armstrong podcast show, because I'm going to put this into the podcast show as well at some point. But yeah, I've been podcasting for a while now and also YouTubing for the same amount of time, probably since about April. I probably didn't start the YouTubing maybe till to May or June. And when you start a YouTube channel, you can't actually go live into your channel until you've reached a certain milestone. I can't remember exactly what it is. It might be 1,000 downloads or 10,000 downloads, something like that. But anyway, I switched on my computer today, and here I am going live because I clicked the live button and it allowed me to access the live. So here I am live in the flesh, speaking to you right now. Finally got to a milestone that I've been working on for a while. And so I thought I'd come on and have a chat with you guys. So hope you're having a good day, everyone. I thought while I was on and while I was going to go live, instead of just rambling on at nothing, I thought I might as well talk to you a little bit about my podcast, because I started my podcast in April. I know a lot of people at the moment aren't actually setting up podcasts, and it's not that difficult to do. If you actually look for previous episodes on my YouTube channel, you'll find a how-to video on how to set up a podcast. And there's plenty of information and advice there on what I've learned over the years, and also what I've learned not just from over the years of blogging, and not just I've only been doing my podcast since April, so I haven't done it for a year yet. I've just done about half a year, but I've been blogging for about 15 years, so I've been communicating. So a lot of my advice on podcasting and a lot of what I've been doing podcasting is what I've learned over 15 years, a long time of blogging. And so it's the same thing at the end of the day, is communicating to your audience and to your customers. The only thing that's different is you write it in text, communicate in a blog, and you vocalize and vocal communicate via the podcast and via the YouTube channel if you're doing it on video as well. So yeah, a lot of the strategies are similar or the same. There's obviously a little bit difference with, for example, confidence and speaking in front of the camera, or speaking, in front of the podcast, in front of the mic for your audio. But obviously, I've spent a lifetime of speaking anyway, so it didn't take me long to get used to that. And actually, if you just keep practicing, practice makes perfect, and it shouldn't take anyone long to actually get used to that either. So yeah, now I'm actually in a position where I can do lives as well on YouTube, which means hopefully I can build up my audience even more than the 10,000 views or listens or whatever I needed to do to get to this point. So moving on to the podcast, because like I said, I didn't want to just talk aimlessly and ramble on about nothing. So I thought I'd actually come on and explain a little bit about my podcast. It's actually a positivity, motivational, educational, personal development, life coaching, and business coaching podcast. It crams a lot in, but believe me, I can cram a lot in. I've spent 30 years learning a lot of the stuff I share on the podcast, and I'm willing to teach it for free to anyone who wants to listen to my podcast. So I've been sharing information and advice on networking, sales, marketing, social media, and entrepreneurship, because they're the subjects I know a lot about. They're subjects I've won awards in, and they're subjects I do know a lot about, and they're subjects I know lots of people need help with. So I've recorded a lot of the information that I've learned over 30 years in the business, in the industry, and I've put it into short, sharp, to the point episodes where I can provide little bits of nuggets, little bits of tips and advice, so that they're practical tips you can go take away and implement in your business or into your life. So that's the whole point. I've got 5 different features on those subject matters. I've got Networker 2018 feature, which is all about networking. I've got the King of Marketing feature, which is all about marketing. I've got the Wolf of Wales feature, which is all about sales. I've got the Voice of Social Media episode or feature, which is all about social media. And I've got the Stream Success Formula, which is all about success, entrepreneurialism, that sort of thing, really. In addition to that, I've got some additional features, which are just fun features, just because I like to do stuff every now and then a bit different. So I've got the Networking Grapevine feature, which is all about the networking events that I attend and what's happening and what's been on and that sort of thing. So they're a bit like a networking calendar or networking diary for people in Wales or people globally who want to network and they want to do it at the moment online via Zoom or face-to-face in meetings as they come back. I've also got a Mike's Likes and a Mike's Moans feature where I talk about things I like or things I don't like. And I've got a hashtag entrepreneur chats feature, which is I also do under the hashtag network of 2018, which is me networking with my community of network associates and friends and contacts and partners. And I display their business and profile them on my channel and on my podcast for other people to listen to and see whether they want to do some business with them as well. So that's sort of the premise of my podcast. And I've enjoyed it. I've done over 580 episodes since, actually, no, I think I'm on 620 something episodes now. I don't know, it's hard to keep up. But I've done a lot of episodes since April anyway. And about 120, 130 of them have been on the YouTube channel as well in the form of chats with my entrepreneur contacts. And I've met a lot of new contacts along the way as well, especially with online networking events. And yeah, it's going really, really well, the podcast. I think I had over 6,000 downloads to my podcast the other day. And I'm enjoying it, and it seems to be going well. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it too. Just to finish, I recently done 5 A to Z of series for the podcast. That was the A to Z of networking, the A to Z of marketing, the A to Z of sales, the A to Z of entrepreneurship, and the A to Z of social media. And I finished those episodes. I'm going to be putting them as a compilation episode. So you listen to all 26 episodes in each of the 5 sections in one hit. I'm going to be doing that probably later today. But, you know, you can listen to them all one at a time, episode by episode right now. And you can also listen to them in groups of, I think I've done 9, 9, and 8. So like, you know, something like the A to L of, or, you know, the S to R of, and the R to Z of. So I've done them in sort of three subsections at the moment, but I'm going to put them all on as the A to Z of later, but they're all on in individual episodes, as I said, right now. And there's lots of information and tips and advice on sales, marketing, networking, social media, and entrepreneurship within those A to Z of series. So feel free to listen and take in some information I learned from that information, because I've put it on there to try and help as many people as I can on the planet. And if you think you need some help in networking, in sales, in marketing, in social media, or in entrepreneurship, then by all means listen to some of the information and the advice that I've picked up and learned over the years. And you know, hopefully some of it will help you and teach you some things that I've learned by doing. You know, I'm a doer, I'm a strategist, so I think about what I'm doing, I do it, and then I'm an analyst. I analyze what I'm doing and look for ways of improving it, because I'm a marginal gain, keep improving, keep getting better, keep progressing type person. And so ultimately, if you strategize, apply, analyze, reapply, you know, keep doing that, keep strategizing, keep thinking about what you're doing, and keep improving, you do get better at a lot of these things. So, you know, hopefully the information that I will share for you will help you to start, you know, implementing that type of process where you do things, you analyze it, you strategize it, you perfect it, and you keep moving and keep progressing and keep getting better until you get to whatever you want to in life. I'm still working on getting to where I want to in life. It's a long journey. It's not quick. I got big ambitions. Hopefully you have too, because that'll motivate you and inspire you to keep going. And if you are inspired and motivated to do something big, you've got to progress, you've got to develop, you've got to grow into the person capable of achieving it. Because if your ambition is that big, you're probably not capable of achieving it right now. So you've got to learn, you've got to develop, and you've got to grow. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. You can actually find the Mike Armstrong podcast. This is actually full title is Mike Armstrong's You Can Do It podcast. But if you search for You Can Do It podcast or Mike Armstrong podcast, you should find it. It's in all good podcasting you know, stores and directories, etc. If you actually want to find it yourself, just Google search Mike Armstrong podcast on Anchor, or type in https://anchor.fm/Mike-Armstrong9. But, you know, look for hashtag Mike Armstrong podcast. It's probably the best way of finding it, or within any podcast store. As I said, just look for Mike Armstrong podcast. Do me a favor as well. If you do listen to some episodes, etc., please give me a review. Obviously, if you enjoy the content, give me a good one. If not, give me whatever you thought. And if you want to engage with me, I'm on social media under Mike Armstrong, and you can find me under hashtag Mike Armstrong. Feel free to leave me some content, some feedback, some information, ask me some questions, and I'll give you the answers. Anything really, just engage with me. I put the content out there to help as many people as possible. So if you want me to help you with anything that you've listened to and you need more information on or anything like that, feel free to get in touch with me. You can also find my contact details and get in touch with me via my website, which is mikearmstrong.me. And I'm also the #1 Mike Armstrong on Google if you search me in the UK. Don't know where I am anywhere else in the world because I'm not anywhere else in the world. I'm only in the UK. I'm also the #1 Mike Armstrong on LinkedIn if you search from the UK. I don't know if I am anywhere else. Maybe anyone who checks out my podcast, you can let me know. If you search for Mike Armstrong in whatever country you're in, let me know where I am and if I'm anywhere at all. Probably not. I know my footprint's strong and heavy in the UK. All my domains and all my sites are generally UK based. But I'd be interested to know where I sit elsewhere. If you want to engage with me, let me know. That'd be fantastic. Be more than happy to do something back for you in return. I've been about 11 minutes now on my live anyway, so I think that's about enough. I don't need to rattle on with anything else. I'm just going to say thanks very much if you joined me on the live. Thank you very much if you listen to this again later. If you decide to listen to my podcast, big thumbs up for that. And if you want to engage with me and look for help and advice on any of the areas that I talk about in my podcast and on my YouTube channel, feel free to get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to help, especially, young entrepreneurs, the next generation, ultimately people who can benefit massively on the 30 years of experience that I've already learned. If I can teach you, stuff to get you to be better off than where I am at this point in my life, so be it. That'd be great. If I can actually help you avoid some pitfalls and save some mistakes and whatever, I've made them all generally because I'm willing to give everything a go. So I've learned from most of those things and I'm willing to share that with you. So if you want an uncle or a cousin or somebody who can put their arm around you and actually say, listen, don't bother doing that. Don't bother doing that. That's going to cause you a lot of problems. Just do this and just do that. And that'll get you to where you want to go much quicker. Then I'm more than happy to help you out. So that's pretty much it from me. Nothing else really left for me to say other than have a great, awesome day. I know I'm going to. And thank you very much for listening. Cheers. Bye-bye.